My favourite chocolatier, Thomas from Lindt, is here to make us a beautiful traditional Swiss cookie or biscuit.
Yes, absolutely. They're cute little, we actually call them rentatzen, which is translates as bear paws, because they're nice little shells, piped little biscuits, and they resemble a little bit of a bear paw.
How lovely. I love the name of that. And so you've just got some butter here.
Some butter at room temperature, and we just cream this with a little bit of icing sugar.
Okay.
So pure icing sugar that we need for this. And also a little bit of honey. So honey, so it sort of has a little bit of the flavours of Christmas in these.
Yes.
So
now this is very interesting, the spice that you're using in here.
have a little smell of this.
It does really smell like Christmas, doesn't it?
So this is a speculoos spice mix. So it's a mixture of cinnamon is probably the predominant sort of spice, but it also has sort of coriander and ginger and all these beautiful spices. And it's one of those biscuits that's now virtually everywhere. That sort of caramelized sort of speculoos cookies, and it's really just delicious. Right. So we sort of cream this up, and then we actually go in with a little bit of egg whites and milk. Just sort of alternate, a little bit of egg whites, a little bit of milk at a time, so don't put it in all at once.
Right. It's kind of that technique you use when you're making a cake, just for that extra assurance, instead of adding everything together, a little bit of the liquid, a little bit of the dry, and it gives you that reassurance that it just sticks nicely, which it is here.
And sort of the egg white is what actually makes it nice and crisp as well then in the end. So, but, you know, you don't have to be too precious with this. We just sort of bring it all together once we have the dry ingredients.
And so is this a classic biscuit from Switzerland that you would add chocolate to it, or we're adding it because both of us love chocolate so much?
No, absolutely. It's normally just uses cocoa when you make it, but I actually made it with a combination of cocoa powder as well as a bit of melted chocolate as well. So we can go in with our hazelnut meal, so put that in here, and that will sort of help to bring it all together as well.
Love that. If you can't find hazelnut meal, could you use some almond meal maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. A good tip as well with those sort of nut meals as well, just roast them as well quickly and then let it cool before you actually put it into the mixture as well. And then in we go with the chocolate.
Okay. And we're using 70% excellence.
Absolutely. So that just sort of helps again to just sort of flavour that whole mix really deliciously. And I might just get you to pass me the cocoa powder and the flour, and we sift that together, mix that straight in here. And it's one of those really nice and sort of soft biscuit or cookie mixes as well, because we actually pipe it, so we don't need to roll it out or cut it out.
Easy.
Wonderful. And we just bring all these together to make a nice, it's a relatively firm sort of cookie batter as well. Bring it all together, we put it into a piping bag, and then it's ready to go and actually pipe onto the baking tray.
Okay.
There we go. And then with the star nozzle, we'll just pipe little shapes like that.
There's your little bear paw.
There we go.
I see it now. Thomas, how long are we putting these in the oven for?
There you go, 180 degrees. They probably only need about 10 to 12 minutes.
Okay. Well, these little paws look very cute, don't they? I can tell that these will be very popular with the children.
And the big children.
That's who I was referring to.
So what we'll do, while they're still warm, we just give them a bit of a glaze, and all I have here is some pure icing sugar. So that's just an option, really.
Okay.
And then I also put in a little bit of cocoa powder, just to make it a bit chocolatey.
Of course.
And then just a drop of water, just to sort of bring it together.
Right.
So we're looking at like maybe a teaspoon, tablespoon, something like that.
Yep. You've got to be careful when you add water to icing sugar, because it tends to look like it needs more, but just give it some time to absorb the moisture, and then it comes together as that glaze.
It's always easier to add a little bit more water than having it too runny. There's no way back. There we are.
Okay.
And then just as they're still warm, it might look a little bit fiddly, but it's actually worth it, because the glaze will really give it a nice shine.
Yes, you can see why you have the paws slightly warm, just so that glaze goes into the little cracks there.
Now, of course, they are delicious just like this as well. Or you could actually fill it as well. So what we could do is we put like a little bit of hazelnut spread in the center of it, or a little ganache, just a little bit like that.
Oh,
A
lovely.
little dollop, sandwich them together, just like this. Would you like to try one of those?
Yes, please.
See how you go.
I love this hazelnut spread. You can get it from some Lindt shops and online.
That's right.
These are so delicious. With these gorgeous bear paws that you've made, I feel like Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
With the pork.
Wow.